Okay, so today we'll be talking about chapter 1, usability of interactive systems, design the user interface. So we will discuss strategies for effective human-computer interaction. The human-computer interaction is a interdisciplinary study. It means that it combines knowledge and methods from several other disciplines. It combines knowledge from psychology. So psychologists are involved in the human experience and the human factors of computing, including experimental, educational, social, and industrial psychologists. The next field that is involved in human-computer interaction is computer science. So computer scientists contribute large part to the user experience design. Instructional as well as graphic designers are involved. Technical writers, as well as the human factors and ergonomic experts. Finally, anthropologists as well as sociologists participate in the human-computer interaction design process and contribute to the knowledge of this field about the user experience. So what are the ramifications? Many large companies, successful companies, such as Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Linux, have invested heavily in research and development on the human-computer interaction field. There has been some competition involved. For example, the browsers, Firefox versus the Internet Explorer. Because of human experience design projects, there have been also some lawsuits involved, copyright infringement suits. For example, Apple versus Microsoft Windows, Napster versus the music industry. There were some large mergers like American Online and Time Warner Cable. There were corporate takeovers, such as IBM's seizure of the Lotus company. And finally, there have been privacy and security issues involved. In the human interaction design, human-computer interaction field, for example, theft of ID, storage of private and personal information such as medical records, social security records, taxes. There has been viruses and spam involved. So these are some of the issues with human-computer interaction design. So as we mentioned, private information such as taxes and social security numbers, preparation of tax returns, decision support systems. For example, placing diagnosis, doctor's diagnosis, automatic diagnosis placement, whether that can be done through image analysis such as X-rays and magnetic resonance images, CTI scans and others, or where it can be done through data mining of exam results and comparing them with other patients with similar diseases. But decision support systems, as long as with their user interface, can be used as software for diagnosis and for second opinion for doctors who make diagnosis. The next big field is education and training. So, for example, encyclopedias, drill and practice exercises and simulations. Baby, you can come here. You can come sit here. Where is the snoring thing? Put it here on the table so we don't lose it anymore. Encyclopedias, drill and practice exercises and simulations. Leisure time, leisure and entertainment. Music, sports, information, as well as user-generated content such as social networking, websites, photos, and videos. As well as user communities. So the user interface design, as you can see, is very popular. It's widespread amongst a variety of applications, and it's a very important and very necessary field. Let's look at communities. Communities for business uses, financial planning, publishing applications, industries and professions such as web resources for journals, and career opportunities. Family use, family and personal use. User interface design is very important for games, for example, and entertainment, as well as communication with family and friends. And finally, for globalization, such as language and culture. So, the new look and feel on computers. This is a Mac computer, and it is showing a user interface design a graphical user interface for the Mac operating system. You can see here on the bottom, these are the open applications, and the ones that we are currently looking at are appearing much bigger than the others to show what we have opened, what is currently open. Very similar situation on a Windows computer, Windows operating system. We have a bunch of Windowses. When we open an application, it looks like a window. So that's a graphical user interface that we have here, very similar to the Mac interface. Let's look at the mobile devices. Some smaller devices as well have graphical user interface, and here user experience is very important in this situation because we carry the small device with us everywhere. Some of us are traveling, others are going to work, others are talking to family and friends or doing shopping. It is important that the interface is easy and quick and intuitive to use on these small handheld devices. So, as we mentioned, what does it mean to be user-friendly? This means it's easy to use or accessible. It is available and ready. like a friend. The friend is someone who is reliable and understandable and valuable. And the friend is pleasant to be around. So that is what we want our interface to look like as well, to be our friend. So these measures, although they're subjective, because they're subjective, we need a systematic process to develop usable systems for specific users in a specific context. The United States Human Engineering Design Criteria for Military Systems has the following requirements. Achieve required performance by operator control and maintenance personnel. Minimize the skill and the personal requirement and the training time. Achieve the required reliability. So reliability is critical here, as well as time. Achieve the required reliability of personal equipment, software, or combinations. Foster design standardization within and amongst the systems. Should improving the user's quality of life and the community also be objective? So, the usability requires project management and careful attention to the requirements analysis and testing for clearly defined objectives. So what are the goals for the requirements analysis? We need to ascertain the user's needs first of all. What does the user need? Determine what tasks and subtasks need to be performed. Including the frequent ones as well as the occasional ones. So we do want to include tasks which are only performed occasionally. Functionality must match the need, or else users will reject or underutilize the product. Goals for requirement analysis: promote standardization, integration, consistency, and portability. So, let's look at what this means. What is standardization? So, standardization means there is a standard involved. There is pre-existent industry standard These would exist to aid learning and avoid errors. Alright, so we have here standardization, integration, and portability. So we have standardization, consistency, and portability. The product should be able to run across different software tools. So, for example, the Java. We know that for consistency, this means compatibility of backwards. So backwards compatibility with related paper and non-computer based systems, and the use of common action sequences. What about portability? It will allow the user to convert data across multiple software and hardware environments. So, goals for the requirement analysis. What we would like to accomplish with the requirements analysis. If the project is complete, late or over budget, products can create serious pressure within the company. So, how are we going to measure whether the system that we are building trade-offs in design options frequently would occur? For example, changes to the interface in a new version might create occasional consistency problems with the previous versions. Design alternatives can be evaluated Alright, so design alternatives can be evaluated by designers and users via mockups or high fidelity prototypes. The basic trade off is getting feedback very early and less expensively. Alright, let's look at one more slide here. For some reason this is not moving. So the trade-offs in design options occur frequently. Changes to the interface in a new version might create consistency problem with the previous version. However, when we are deleting those files, they're not getting deleted. The Dropbox will keep a copy of it and provide us the copy for some small fee. You all have seen this iCloud application. Design alternatives can be evaluated by designers and users via mockup of high fidelity prototypes. So over here we have one connection. So it can be done early and less expensively. So this is once again chapter 1, usability design.